Hello everyone, welcome back to The Homegrown Artist. So, it is finally time for a garden tour. I have not done one at all this year. I don't even think I did a spring garden tour, which normally I do because we have a bunch of herbs growing, but it's time for the big garden tour. This is, I think, the earliest we've ever gotten our garden out. This is the most put together it's ever looked at this time of the year, which is very exciting because last year I looked through my camera roll to just see what progress we had made at this point in the year last year. And on May 30th of 2024, we were still tilling this massive area of garden. We had not planted anything here. We had only planted some tomatoes all the way at the very top of the garden. So to have all of this out and as established as it is so exciting. It is so exciting. So let's take a look at the corn first because this is the closest to me. We did a much better job at protecting it from the crows and the raccoons earlier on, and it was able to get a really good start. Now that the corn is big enough to fend for itself, we have put our chickens in here as well with their shelter so that they have plenty of foraging, plenty of bugs to eat, lots of yummy stuff. This next row is where I have all of my babies, which are the peppers. I love peppers so incredibly much, and so they are kind of my passion project. I like finding lots of different recipes to use them, to can with them. So I do pickled peppers, pepper butter, cowboy candy, all sorts of things with my peppers. And so I this year don't have as many planted as I did last year, because last year I think I had about 62 planted. This year I'm just in the 30 to 40 range, which feels much more manageable. I was a little ambitious last year, even though I had scaled back from the first year I grew them. So first things first, you can see how we have the rows done. These are a little bit crazy. You can see where the chickens scratch things up and the chickens when they got out. We have in all of the walking rows some wood chips that we sourced locally that were a really good bargain, and so we have put that in our walking rows, which is delightful because it stamps out the grass. As far as the peppers that I have planted, I have a wide variety of peppers, but only like one or two of each variety. I started a bunch, we sold a bunch at a market that we went to, but here are my Anaheims. They are looking a little bit more yellow, but less yellow than they were because these are planted much more recently out of cups, a lot later than all of the other plants. So they are still sort of recuperating from being in the seedling cups for as long as they were. This is one of my tiny sad little cayennes. I had 2 or 3 in this area right here, but they were sadly killed by something. I don't know what it was. We came out here, the leaves were stripped. This one is fine. This one is thriving. I already got a lot of peppers. I picked several early peppers from it, but I think I'm just gonna let it grow now because it's got a lot of blossoms. So this one, still getting there. You can see how these leaves here, if you can see, I don't know if it's focusing. You can see how these leaves here are a much darker color, could be even darker than these right here. It needs another round of fertilizing, which I plan to do now that it's not raining anymore. This is my Sugar Rush Peach child that was also planted recently to replace one that did not make it through the transplant. This is the other Sugar Rush Peach. So you can see this one is doing a lot better. This one survived the first transplant. It's very established now. This is my fish pepper. It is the only one of its kind that survived. You see that beautiful variegation on the leaves. It is one of my favorites. It has such a good flavor, such a nice kick of spice, and it's also just really cool. This one is a really good question. I don't remember what I planted here. In my infinite wisdom, I did not label any of these. I know. I didn't label any of these when I planted them, but what I did do was I made a video walkthrough of all of these plants. I do have documentation of what all of these are. Most of them I remember, most of them I can't identify, but ones like this, I have no idea. You can see these were started at the same time. This stayed in the seedling cup probably about 2 to 3 weeks longer, and this one got into the ground much earlier, so it is flourishing. I have one sad little black Hungarian pepper. That's all. The other one was here. May he rest in peace. It did not survive the rain. So these two particularly, so the one that was there and then this one right here, they really suffered in the like eons long rain because a lot of water sort of pooled up right here. And my theory is that a lot of the nutrients that the other plants were retaining, even with the heavy amount of rain, were sort of being washed away. And even with fertilization, these two peppers struggled a lot. These are serranos, I think. These are poblanos. And these are Hungarian hot wax. These right here, all of these at the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are Hungarian hot wax, or so I was told. The main thing that was really, really cool about the Hungarian hot wax that I had grown in years prior was that the pepper would sort of grow upward, and then when it would be ripened, it would droop down and look like a regular pepper ready to harvest. One of these plants is from the seeds that I started. The other 3 plants are seeds that I did not start. I got them from the store because the plants that were there did not make it, and I did not have any replacements from my seed starts. So I had to go and buy some, and they're just not growing the way that I am used to the hot wax peppers growing. But it said hot banana pepper, and I don't, like, in my mind, I think Hungarian hot wax and hot banana peppers are the same thing. If they're not, then that's my folly. My sister's allergic to jalapenos, so I do like to have a few herbs in between where my regular spicy peppers are that she can eat and where the jalapenos are, because I don't even want to risk her touching one because she has a reaction to it, even just touching the outside of the pepper. So I try to keep those separate. Here is my barrier of lettuce, of basil, lettuce leaf basil, which is just absolutely beautiful. Ooh, you don't look great. One of the biggest fights as someone that grows basil is the fight against the basil's desire to procreate, because by golly, it is blooming so frequently. This right here is a beast of a dill plant. Absolutely massive, and it needs a cage around it, but I just have not done that yet. Here's the other dill. Then we get to my jalapenos, which are on this side of the island, this side of the aisle. We have a nice mix in here of Craig's Grande. We have some orange and lemon spice. They're just all sort of in here together. We have some Zapotec. I think I'm saying that right. I don't know. It's Zapotec. So however that's pronounced, my brain says Zapotec, which may not be right. The okra is just oddly short for what I'm used to. So I don't know what's going on. I know we'll still have a pretty good stand of okra because it all looks very healthy, but it is just remarkably short. Here is a pretty volunteer sunflower that came up. We had some sunflowers here last year, and this guy decided to grace us with his presence. The biggest issue we have with beans is the 2 biggest issues we have with beans is Japanese beetles, and number 2, rabbit pressure. So picture this. Let me bring you on this journey with me. Reading Peter Rabbit growing up, I always sympathized with Peter Rabbit and his family. I thought, man, they're just hungry. How could the farmer be so mean to them and not give them food? Growing up, being a farmer, being a gardener, and having beans that I'm trying to keep the rabbits from eating, I absolutely understand the farmer's position on things, because we have lost so many of our bean plants already due to the rabbits. And what they do is they bite off, like they just chew off the very bottom, and so it just dies up the vine, and you don't know which one it is until it's already dying. You can see we have some here that are just crumbling, that are already so intertwined now because they were really, really well established and growing well. What I did yesterday and what I've got to do this evening is I mixed up a very, very, very stinky rabbit and deer repellent, and it's one that you can spray on the plants. It's actually just called deer and rabbit repellent. When you can spray it on the plants, it's just mixed together with like non-chemical, non-toxic, really, really stinky things. So it is a scent that repels them. We also have these right here that are motion detectors that emit a very, very unpleasant sound when they are activated. That has helped some, so they look a little bit better. I see you. Ma'am, You should not be here. When they do get out, by golly, if there is hay anywhere, they will mess it up. And they like to dig right around the base of the plants, which is where it is most important for the hay to be. How does chicken soup sound, ma'am? So we planted a nice, beautiful flower row through the middle of the beans, which has just turned out to be really, really lovely. This side, yeah, it's struggling. We also have some tomatoes in with the beans, but you can see our problem already is pests. These are just some smaller tomatoes over here. We have small tomatoes, small tomatoes. These are just about ready. These actually are just about ready. These will be maybe like tomorrow morning, come and pick them. Girl, you're about to get on my last nerve. Yeah, you know you shouldn't be there. Chick, 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 chick. Thanks. Finally. Chickens are so smart in some ways, but also so not smart in so many other ways. I just wish I could communicate to them. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. Is y'all's water gone again? I have witnesses that I've refreshed that. I refreshed it yesterday and it was bone dry when I got back out here today. So now I'm breathing heavy. Whew. There's no way to look dignified when you're carrying that kind of water. Also, it's just because of how hot it got today. Right here, we have our sweet potatoes, which are doing pretty well considering how late we got them out. We got those out very, very late. This is our just tomato row. Beautiful little volunteer sunflower here. We also have a volunteer over there. Thank you for your work. These are the tomatoes right here that I've got to get some cages built for. We have some wire here that I'm gonna use to build cages. I've just not done that yet, but I know that needs to be done probably tomorrow morning. I will always stop to look at a bee. They're just so cute and I love to watch them work. They do such a good job. Okay, so these are all of our tomatoes. This is the best they've ever looked, but they need to be sprayed and they need to be searched for tomato hornworms because I saw a few leaves towards the ones at the beginning of the row that were stripped. These are my other peppers right here, just a few. These are my sweet peppers. So we have some shishitos, we have some little tiny baby bells, we have some purple bell, we have some, I think this is gypsy bell, and then we have just some other sweet peppers over here. One of these is giant Marconi. I don't remember which. These have had quite a lot of pest damage. I'm not gonna touch them because it also looks like a little bit of a funky something. So, but it's just that one. Huh. More sunflowers, more sunflowers. Those are the chocolate sunflowers. Very, very pretty. The last thing that I have to show you is our zucchini and squash. We've gotten quite a good harvest from it already. We are overrun with zucchini. We have some yellow squash over there that I gotta get. Hello, buddy. Right here, we have some fresh zucchinis that are coming up right here. That was a bug in my hair. What kind of bug are you? Oh my gosh, hi friend. Are you a lightning bug? No, you're not. Okay, I thought you were, no, you are a lightning bug. That was a lightning bug in my hair. Have a little sprout right there. No sprout there. Some beautiful little sprouts there and there. And that is the end of the garden tour out here. I hope you enjoyed seeing what we're growing and what we've done with our mulching and with the way that we're protecting our plants and preventing grass this year, which is the first time we've gotten it done early enough for it to actually take effect. So I'm very excited about that. I plan on doing another sort of mini tour of my herb garden and our little cottage garden with our raised beds out of the house, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that if you are growing something, that you are having a wonderful growing season. Wherever you are, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!